Have you ever made something, looked at it and just thought, I have to start over? That was me last week. I looked at the main parts of my game and the code was just a complete mess. It was holding everything back. So I had a choice, try to fix the mess or just delete it and start again. I chose to start over and seriously, it was the best thing I could have done. It's so much easier to build something the second time around. It's not just that the code is cleaner, the whole game looks and feels way better now. Just look at the old game and now look at this. When I first started this project, my main rule was to have combat without any weapons. I really wanted it to be different. But then I got this idea for a spear that's connected to the player's soul, and I just had to make it. The idea is simple, but you can do a lot with it. The player can throw the spear and when it hits an enemy, it does damage and goes right through them. If it hits a wall, it gets stuck, and this is where it gets really cool. Once the spear is stuck, you have a choice. If you left click, you call the spear back to you. As it flies back, it can hit enemies again. This creates a cool system of throwing and recalling to hit as many enemies as possible. But you have another choice. If you right click, you teleport right to the spear. This is awesome for moving around fast. You can cross big gaps, dodge attacks or just get right up. Making the art for it was easy this time, just a few pixels and it was done. I was getting ready for a huge headache trying to code it, thinking it would be full of bugs. But then something weird happened. It just worked. On the first try. The throwing, the wall sticking, all of it. You don't get a lot of moments like this in game dev, so you have to enjoy them. But I knew my luck was about to run out. The spear was cool, but I need something to throw it at. I looked at the water in the starting area I was making and thought a frog would be perfect. A simple little enemy that just jumps around. How hard could that be? Yeah, that was a bad idea. This was the hard part. I want to be clear. I've never drawn an animal, especially a frog. It took me 5 hours to draw this little guy. And that was only the beginning. Then I had to spend another 5 trying to make the frog's brain work, you know, the AI. I was going crazy. Getting it to see the player, getting it to jump right, getting it to not get stuck on walls. It was so much work, but finally, after all that coding and fixing, it was alive. But hey, it's finally work. Oh no. It turns out my perfect spear code wasn't so perfect. Sometimes I'd teleport and get stuck inside a wall forever. Other times I'd throw the spear and my character will just fly across the screen with it. I also had no idea why things were taking damage. Frogs would get hurt for no reason, I would get hurt for no reason, my brain was getting hurt for those reasons. It was a mess. With my old messy code, this would have stopped me for days. But this is why starting over was such a good idea. Because my new code was clean and easy to read, I could actually find the problems. Instead of a huge nightmare, it was just a small problem to solve. I found all the bugs and fixed them in about 20 minutes. And now it finally works. So after a week of breaking things and building them again, we have a good start. We have a fun new weapon and our very first enemy. It was a lot of work, but the game is in a much better place now. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. The game is starting to feel really fun to play and the new code is so much easier to work with. If you liked this video, please give me a like, subscribe and see you later.